what are we going to learn today is we are going to understand the routing terminology. What are the different terms that are used? We'll also understand about routing table. What are the different types of routes and how does a router work? So these are the following topics that we are going to learn today, understand basically. And I'm Hemant, as you know. Anybody new today for the first time? So I'll just repeat that. Please understand this is a playground for learning the routing basics. So please feel free to stop me whenever you have any queries and let this be an interactive session. Okay. So with this, we'll start with our session of routing terminology. Now, when I say word routing, what does it mean? What does that word mean to you? Routing. Anybody?
A way to reach from somewhere.
A way to reach from somewhere. Somewhere to which where?
Somewhere means point A to B.
Okay. Someone else?
So routing is actually similar to a kind of route from one place to another. So if I want to start from my home and to reach my office, so I will take different guidelines when to move left, when to move right, from where to where. So basically that is routing.
So there is a
From
difference
source
now.
to destination, we can say.
Yeah, there is a difference. You have to understand. You use the word route. Yeah, the path that we take, and there is something called as routing. Please understand, these are two different words. Route, that is ROUTE, and routing. There is a difference in this. So route is not routing. Path is not routing. Please understand this. Use the word route. The route that we take from home to office. Different routes are there. So that is a route. That is a path taken by a packet to reach to a destination. That is a route. But routing is something different. Okay, someone else, please try. Yes, Ajit.
So we can say the way we take the route means, for example, if we going from home to office or vice versa, from two-wheel car, or on which way means the way to decide route.
So via bike or car or via taxi or via bus. You're telling that?
Yes, and different routes means we can go from different ways. So deciding where to go and how to go.
So that is routing?
I guess I'm guessing.
Okay, no problem. Anybody else?
Routing the
Yes,
process
Akansha.
of is
Okay, yeah, Vishal, yeah.
routing is the process of selecting a path. Which path to select on the based on the routing table, which way to go, send the traffic to.
So routing is a If I put your words, come again. Can you put it?
Process of selecting a best path. Which path? Best path selection.
Routing is a process of selecting the best path.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, somebody else? Yes, Akanksha, Amol.
It is kind of instructions
Amol
or
Badane.
the way you are instructing it, the packet to travel a particular or take a particular route, whichever could be the best one.
Okay. So again, it is choosing
Hello.
the best path, you're saying.
Instructing routing is kind of how you are directing your packet to travel from source to destination.
Okay. Yes, Amol.
Hello.
Thank you, Akanksha.
Process
Yeah,
of
thank you.
process of sending packets between two different networks.
Okay. Okay. So
And
we found it in the book, huh?
it is
No.
a process.
Huh?
No. Actually, I'm very well known of that.
Okay. Sorry, Amol. I am not just
It's okay. It's okay. Not
just
an issue.
kidding. Okay. Yeah. Please repeat the what you said.
Process of
What is
sending
routing?
packet. Process of sending packets within two different networks.
Within
Within
or
not
between?
two different networks. Between two
Between
different
two
networks.
different.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Not within.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Hareshwar was saying something. Haresh Kumar. Yeah.
Forwarding the information to the correct destination.
Information. So you mean to
Yeah,
say data.
information means yes, data or
Okay. Okay. So now let's understand. So I've got. Anybody wants to add something more? Okay. So let's understand. So routing is a process of sending packet from one network to another. Okay. See, router is a device which is used, as you know, what is the symbol of router? Two arrows outside and two arrows inside. Yeah. So this is a box or this is a symbol for router who does routing. So basically router is a device which is used to connect two different networks, isn't it? It is used to connect two different networks. So a packet that comes from one network and has to go to another network, we use this box, router. So how does it do? It does using the process called routing. So what is routing? It's a process of sending a packet from one network to another network. Okay. Now, how he's sending, finding the best path and what that is not, that it does, no doubt. But what is routing? In short, it is sending of packet from one network to another network is called routing, as Amol told. Is that clear? So if somebody asks you what is routing, it's a process of sending packet from one network to another network. Now please understand that packet may contain information, that packet may contain any details. It's least bother. Okay. So the router does routing, that is process of sending packet from one network to another network. Now the next term that we need to understand is routing protocol. So what is routing protocol? The protocol that is used to populate the routing table. Now question comes, now as a router, suppose you are making this box, okay, this machine, you are making it. Now tell me, this machine does not have its own brain like human brain has. Like we have human brains, this machine does not have that brain. So how will that machine decide that I have to send a packet? Suppose this router has many interfaces. Yeah, it has many interfaces. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Now a packet comes from interface 1. Okay. And now which interface it has to send, whether it's 2, 3 or 4. How does it decide that? How does it decide? Does it have any magic or there is a logic behind this?
Gateway port ID.
Pardon? Come again, please. Hello.
Gateway interface.
Gateway. Okay, let me note down these words. Gateway. Please help me understand that. Okay, when you are saying this, please help me understand. We'll come to this. Okay, gateway interface. Okay. Yeah, please help me. So there is some machines there which is sending a packet somewhere. Packet has come to interface number 1 of the router. Now what router does when it receives a packet? So see, please understand, I am talking about layer 3 directly, but it has to check for destination MAC at layer 2, then it will decapsulate the layer 2, then it will check for destination IP. Okay, so that destination IP lookup is done on this router. So destination IP it is looking at, and then it, so where, against whom it is going to look up. So router has a something called as routing table. Router has something called as routing table. Have you heard routing table? Have you heard about this? Like in switch you heard about MAC table? Yes or no? So in
Yes,
routers
yes.
we have routing table. So in this routing table, the router has an information. What information? It has routes. What it has? So for example, let's say I want to ask you that if somebody is planning to go to US for studies, okay, let's say for higher studies, so what all information he will gather? Please speak up. Anybody wanted to go for higher studies abroad?
visa tickets, money, admission, where he wants to go.
So first you will think about which college, right? And then plan accordingly, then exams, and then what all requirements are there, money, everything he has to plan, right? Yes or no? So let's not go abroad now, COVID time. So what we will do is, anybody wants to plan a higher studies in India itself. So what all planning we have to do? Let's take an example. Please participate, okay? See, networking is nothing different from our day-to-day life. You have to understand it by connecting it in your life. You don't have to remember, you have to understand. So please tell me. So whenever you are planning your higher studies, what all things you will consider? Or let's say every one of us in our lifetime, they gave the 10th and they moved to 12th. So after 12th, okay, you have to choose what you want to be. Yes or no in your career progression. So you have to choose whether you are going to be A, B, C, D, whatever you want to be. Yes or no? Whether you want to do graduation BSc Mathematics, or you want to do BSc Chemistry, BSc Biology, whatever subjects. Yeah, BCA, whatever he has to plan, right? B or doctor, MBBS, BMS, whatever, dentist. So after 12 you take a call, right? Now to take that in call, what all things you need? How do you decide that you want to be achieve or you want to be that? So what all information you need? Yeah. Yes, Gaurav? So Gaurav is not at the desk. Yes, Shakti?
Just a second, just a second. Please come again with the
Okay.
question, because there is a problem in here in Andaman for
No issues.
in internet
So
connectivity.
after 12th,
Please come again.
after 12th,
Yeah.
my question is, after 12th, which course to go for? You have to decide that. So for doing the course, which graduation you want to pursue, what all things you captured, what all information you gathered is the question.
The very first thing is what I was doing in what I was having, whether non-medical, medical, and commerce or whatever arts in my plus two. First is that. Second is based on that where I want to go, which college I would look for, what is my eligibility, ability, and feasibility. Now, eligibility is whether if I am asking for a Shri Ram College in Delhi, whether I am eligible that much eligible for applying in that college or not, that is eligibility. Ability, whether I can cope up with that course or not, that is ability. Feasibility, whether my pocket is allowing to pursue that course in Delhi and to meet the expenses, that is feasibility. All these three things are there which I would look for before I apply for any college. I have just given an example.
Okay.
I hope.
Sure. So good you gave that. So we'll jot down that one moment. Can you just put it across again? So you checked about feasibility,
Eligibility, ability, and feasibility.
eligibility, and
Ability.
availability. What or feasibility? Ability.
Ability, not availability, ability. And yes, one more thing.
Uh-huh.
Whether the seats are available or not, availability is another aspect which you added.
Yeah. Okay, chalo. Just jotting down. So before taking all this call, will you do some soul searching? Will you discuss with your near dears? Will you do some homework to gather information? Hey, which college is best college? If I want to go for, see, my friend is going commerce, so I will also go commerce. My friend is going doctor, yeah, biology, so I will also go biology. Something like that. Some influence is there
Yeah, definitely. That
of
will
friend
be there.
circles also.
Yes, definitely
So
can happen.
so that factors are there, right, in your decision making, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they will play a role up to some extent. Definitely.
Definitely, yes. And there, even your parents will influence you, your relatives will influence you, your elders will influence you, your elder brother, sister, they will influence you in taking the decision. Hey, my brother is doing engineering, so I should also pursue the same. And you know, the currently the IT field is booming, so I want to do IT only. My brother is doing mechanical, but I want to do IT. You understand?
On
So
the
there are
like
several
on
factors which influence us
yeah.
in decision making. Yes or no? So same way,
Yes.
this router, okay, he is a machine only ultimately. So he needs to have the inputs. What inputs? He needs to have routes inside the routing table. So that if suppose I tell you, you go for metallurgy, okay, I tell you to go do metallurgy. So do you have any idea about metallurgy? You heard a word metallurgy, yeah? Hey, there is lot of money in metallurgy, huh? And good future. So, or there is a good future in petrochemicals. So go for chemical and then in that specialize in petrochemical. So once you hear that word, so what will you try to do? You will try to explore more information about that, and you will see that is it interesting to you. Interest is also required, right? Some people just pursue because hey, there is a lot of money, so money is their interest, so they can do anything for that. That is also one of the criteria. Some says, hey, my friends are doing that, so let me do. Yeah, that is, we'll have fun and we'll, yeah. So there are various approaches in life that is being done. The same way goes with to some extent with the router also. So router is no different from our human thing. How? Let me explain that. So I told you the router has a routing table. Now this routing table, what does it consist of? It consists of routes. Now suppose there is no route. Let's say, for example, I tell you, hey, can you tell me how to go to, let's say, Singapore? Anybody? Hello? How to go to Singapore? Anybody? Hello?
Via flight.
I don't know what are the means. You have to tell me.
Simple, you
If
need
I
to.
don't know any. Okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
So simple, you need to book the ticket and check the availability and about the seat and where you want to go. This thing need to prioritize.
Yeah. Check the airlines, availability of ticket, everything you
Yeah.
will do. Okay. Now I want to go to moon.
Then you need to contact NASA.
ISRO will also
Why?
do.
You can contact to ISRO also.
Yeah, only advanced booking is going on. अभी किसी
ISRO is
को nobody call right go right now. Only advanced booking is चालू.
Okay, okay. So I want to go to Mars now.
Elon Musk, talk to Elon Musk. He will take you.
Okay. So the same way, when routers do not have route, suppose a router do not know where to send this packet, what it will do? You will stay home. You will drop the packet. So if you don't have an answer, you will stay quiet or you will stay where you are. When you don't know the destination where you want to go, you will stay where you are, right? So same goes with router. When a router receives a packet and he does not know the destination of that, where to forward this packet, yeah, what it will do, it will simply drop that. Are you getting that? So when you don't have answers to a question, what do? You remain where you are. Yes or no? So same thing goes with the router. Router, if it does not know the destination of the packet, it will simply drop it. If he knows where to forward the packet, it will forward it to the respective network. If it knows. Now question comes, how does a router learn? This question comes. Yeah. So we'll first complete the terminology part and then we'll understand the whole thing. What are the different types of route? What are the contents of the routing table? And we will evolve today in the today's session. So let's move ahead. So what is routing protocol? So routing protocols are nothing but protocols which are used to populate the routing table dynamically. Yeah. So that means if there is a change, so basically if I say in layman words, routing protocol is nothing but chit chat between the routers, exchanging the information between the routers. So this is something called as control plane information. Talk between the routers, exchanging the routes with each other. Yeah. So it's a chit chat between the routers. Okay. Dynamic routing protocols. Yeah. So routing protocols, they dynamically populate the routing table. We are not going into details of this in this today's session. Maybe in future, if we have sessions, we'll learn about the routing protocols. Yeah. So what is routing protocol? These are the protocols that are used to populate the routing table dynamically at runtime. Okay. And the examples of this is routing information protocol, RIP, open shortest path first, OSPF, integrated intermediate system to intermediate system, that is ISIS, and we have EIGRP also, enhanced interior gateway routing protocol. Yeah, so these are the routing protocols that are there. We also have routing protocols like BGP, border gateway protocol. Yeah, so these are the protocols which are going to populate the routing table dynamically. Now next comes is routed protocol. People get confused between these two. Yeah, so let me explain this routed protocol. So routed protocol is nothing but your IP. Yeah, internet protocol. So it provides logical addressing and routes the data. So basically in the data plane, when actually your data is getting forwarded from one network to another network, okay, it is this routed protocol using routed protocol, that is your IP, internet protocol, that is IPv4 or IPv6. So basically routed, as you see, it is going to use these routes. Whatever routing protocol populates, these routes are going to be used by the routing protocol to route the packets. Is that clear? Hello.
Hemant, kindly come again on this routed protocol.
So to understand it simply, you assume that it is a IP address. It is the IP address that is there in your IP packet. In a packet, you have a source IP, destination IP, right? Yes or no? At layer 3,
Yes.
you have IPv4 address. So you have a source IP, destination IP. So now when a router receives this packet, what is the router going to check? The destination IP, isn't it? And by looking this destination IP into the routing table, it is going to route the packet or which contains the data. So that protocol is called as routed protocol. So IP is referred as routed protocol, which is used to route the packet. See, please understand two things. Let's take an example here. Let's say I want to come to your house. Okay. This is I want to travel and come to your house. Yeah. So to come to your house, what should you give me? Hello?
Address, house address.
Address. So please understand, one is Hemant and one is the user. Let's say who's there? Ravi is there. Okay. So now Hemant wants to go to Ravi's house. Okay. Now to go to Ravi's house, so that is a data plane. A packet has to go from A to B, destination A to B. Now to go from A to B, what should be present with B? What should A know? A should know the address of B, right? So who will give the address? B will give the address to A. Now, how is B going to give address to A? Is the route. So B is going to give a route to A, and using that route, it is going to come to A is going to come to B. So they travel in opposite directions. Are you getting this? Please understand, there are two nodes, A and B. Now A wants to go to B. This is what we expect, that data should be going from A to B. Now to go to A to B, what should happen? This is called as data plane, where actual data is going to go, expected to go. But to do this, what is required? B should give him what? We should give him his address, right? How to come? What is my exact destination? Now this is referred as control plane. Are you getting this? And this is nothing but the route. Address is nothing but route. He has to give his route to A. Now using that route, A is going to come to B. Are you getting this? So they travel in opposite direction. This is important to understand. If you want to understand anything in your routing world, you should understand this. Data plane and control plane, they travel in opposite direction. If I have the address, then only I can send the data. So this is data plane. Actual data traffic is going through this. But for having this in place, you should have your route. You should know the route. If you don't know where to go, will you go anywhere? No, you will stay where you are. So now, for doing this, how are you able to do that? With the help of IP. So IP is referred as routed protocol. Are you getting this? So this routed protocol is using the route. whatever route, this routing protocol are building the routes, they are building the control plane. And who is using it? Routed protocol is using it. Are you getting the point what I am trying to convey? Hello?
Yes, sir.
If people have understood, please type yes. So I understand that yes, you have understood. If no, please ask. I think no yeses yet.
Yes, yes, understood.
Yes, I understood.
Only one guy said. Srikanji, are people answering? I am not able to see, so just check.
Chat is disabled.
Even
Yeah, few people have
The
answered.
chat block is showing disabled from you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine also. Chat is disabled.
Srikanji, please look into this so that people can respond.
so they're not able to chat, is it? Okay.
Yeah, they are not able to chat.
Okay, so I'll check it meantime.
Okay. So anybody question, please ask now. So this part is clear. Routed protocol, it is using that routes to send the data between the networks. And routing protocol, it is building the routing table. Yeah. So it is control plane and this is data plane. If this is okay, can we move ahead? Yes. Yes, my friend, ask me.
Yeah, I just wanted to know is initially, that control pole address which is established once, data plane started. So in between, if control plane goes down, then still data will get transferred or not.
Okay. Can you ask your question again, please? I missed some part of your question, so yeah.
So what I am telling is control plane is established initially. So then, in data plane, data starts getting transmitted. So during that time, if control plane fails, then what happens? Data still will get transmitted or not?
Okay. Let me clear a few things. Now, let's say I give you my phone number. Okay. You saved it in your address book. And you are dialing that number now.
Yeah.
Okay. So your call is on.
Yeah. Once it is established.
Please understand. Yeah. And you try to delete that number. So, see, if the route is learned and it is there in your address book, if my number is there in your address book, you can dial it again.
Yeah.
Or yes or no? If address is not there in the address book, can you dial?
No. You have to type it.
Same thing here.
Manually.
So please understand, till the route is there in the routing table, the packets will flow. But if route is gone from the routing table, the data plane will stop.
Okay, got it.
So it is, yeah. And I told you that this routing protocols are on the fly, they will make changes. If there is a change, network is gone down, it will remove the entry. So the table may change dynamically.
Yeah.
So we'll understand. Yeah.
Okay.
So is this part clear?
Yeah.
Anybody? Okay, let's move on to the next few terms. So there is something called as administrative distance. So administrative distance is nothing but trustworthiness of a routing protocol. How much you trust. So we were talking about our journey for graduation. So we were identifying, hey, I should take commerce, I should take science, or I should take some BCA, what all courses I can go for. So now you start gathering information. So you gather it from your friends, you gather it from your parents, teachers, relatives, and whose information will you trust? The ones who are close to you, you will trust them, right? Your friends or your family members or your depends. So everyone has its own trust level, right? Somebody will trust friends more than family. Somebody will trust family more than friends. Depends on person to person, right? So when we are gathering the same information, when we are getting routes, same route from two different protocols, same route. That means I want to go to B, and to go to B route, I am getting from two different protocols. Yeah, I am getting that information from my friend. I am getting that same information from my relative. Yeah, whom I am going to trust more will be based on your AD value, administrative distance. This is called as trustworthiness of a routing protocol. So each vendor has assigned a value, okay, AD value. So it is variable among vendors. So the vendors decide and they have a specific value assigned for each protocol, okay, and lowest is preferred, okay, lowest is better. That is common among all. So what is administrative distance? It is nothing but trustworthiness of a routing protocol, whom you trust more. Let's say I have different routing protocols, right? As you saw in the previous slide, there is something called as RIP, there is something called as OSPF, yeah, there is something called as ISIS, there is something called as EIGRP, yeah. Yeah, so these are the three protocols. All three of them are giving same routes. Okay, now whom to prefer? So let's take I am giving a value. Different vendors have different values. Okay, so I am assigning a value, let's say. So let's say I am randomly giving a value. I am not choosing any specific vendor. I am just randomly giving a value. Okay, let's say just randomly I am giving a value just for explaining the thing. Now these three protocols are giving a same route. Let's say 1.1.1.0/24. This is a route that is coming to me in my routing table via RIP, via OSPF, and via EIGRP. All three of them are sending this route. Now, whom should I choose?
EIGRP.
Why? You understand the purpose of it?
List AD.
Least is preferred. Are you getting that? So between protocols, when I receive the same route, between protocols I use AD value to select which one to choose. Is that clear? Now next thing is metric. Now let's say my friend told that to reach from A to B, that is home to office, okay, home to office, okay, this is something like to home to office. I have via air I can come, via water I can come, let's say, and via land I can come. These are something like this, different modes. Yes or no? Now in this metric, it is via land. Let's say we choose, okay, land is cheaper. So land only will go. So in land, we have different routes. Let's say via route 1, it is 2 kilometers. Via another route, it is 1.5 kilometers. But there is a lot of traffic here. And there is another route which is 2.5 kilometers. But there is no signal here. Here there is 2 signals, and here there is no signal. Yeah. Let's not go into signals as of now. Leave. So this is 3 routes I have, for example, just for understanding purpose, to go from A to B. Now which one will you choose? Let's avoid that traffic signal, remove that aspect as of now. From A to B I have to go. I have 3 ways in current scenario. So which way will I choose?
1.5 kilometers.
1.5, isn't it? So what is metric? It's the lowest cost path to reach to the destination. And within a protocol, that means within a single protocol. If I am same protocol, let's say OSPF, I am learning same route, I am learning via 3 different metrics from A to B only, but there are different paths having different cost. Okay, so which one will I prefer? I'll prefer the shortest or the lowest cost path. So it is within a routing protocol. Metric is used within a routing protocol. Are you getting the point? Within the single same routing protocol, I have to decide which is the lowest cost path, and I will choose that. Are you getting this? So in that case, metrics plays a role. Is this term clear? AD comes into picture when you have different protocols, between protocols. Metric comes into picture when you are deciding within a protocol. Metric is within a protocol, AD is between the protocols. Is that clear? Any questions, please? Next term is autonomous system. Autonomous system means, see, within an organization, let's say STL, we have different departments, and each department has a different network. So one or more network which is administratively controlled or managed by single entity. We have a network team which manages all the networks, right? So one or more network which is administratively controlled or managed by single entity is referred as autonomous system. Is that clear? So what is an autonomous system? One or more networks which are administratively controlled or managed by a single entity. That is a group. It can be a single person, it can be a single group also. That is our network team. Is referred as autonomous system. Is that clear? Hello? Is this point clear?
Please elaborate.
So, which aspect? The autonomous system?
Yes.
Okay. So, let's say in STL itself, we have different departments. Software BU is there, then there is a projects are there. So, each of the network, so we have more than one networks. There is a separate HR department, or yes or no? So there are various departments, and each department have their own network, isn't it? Own subnet. Yes or no?
Yes.
So one or more network which is managed. So we don't have a separate team to manage. So there will be a common team which will be supporting all of us, isn't it? Like we have an IT team, a common IT team, which is supporting all the members of STL. Yes or no?
Correct.
So what is an autonomous system? It is one or more networks which are administratively controlled by single entity or managed by a single entity. When I say entity, it can be a individual, it can be a group. So we call it as IT team or network team, which is going to manage this network. So it can be a single network or many networks.
Okay, understood. Thanks.
Ji. Anybody else? So this, I think this covers our routing basics, so routing terminologies. So any doubt till now? What is routing? Routing protocol, routed protocol, AD, that is administrative distance, metric, and autonomous system. These terms you should be very aware of, because you will use them or you will come across them. Okay. Any questions in this? Can we move further? Okay. Now, as I told, that router has a routing table, isn't it? Now, what does it contain? Routes, I told you, right? But somebody, so my question to you all is, only routers have a routing table, or our PC also has a routing table?
Our PC also has, I guess.
PC also have routing table.
PC also have it. So how do I check?
Route minus
Routes.
IP
Route command.
How do
IP route.
PC. Let me try.
Route command.
Route.
Yes, route.
Route print.
Print.
The command is route print. So my PC also has a routing table. Now what does this routing table contain?
Destination network.
Destination network. Okay. What else?
Gateway.
Next hop.
Mask.
Gateway.
Mask.
Next
Gateway.
hop.
Interface.
1 minute.
Subnet
only.
mask.
Let me write down. Gateway.
Subnet mask.
So that is destination network, na? Okay, subnet mask. When we write network, it will have subnet mask. Okay.
Network. Next up, matrix. Metric.
Okay.
Interface.
Interface. What else?
Maybe this ADs. I doubt.
AD.
AD also. AD also.
AD also there. AD means administrative distance. Okay.
Yes.
Which we understood. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Please, this is a playground. Okay. So please feel free to participate. We will decide. Anything else? Do you think anything else is there? Okay. So
Also there.
let's have. Pardon? Pardon. Come again. Hello, I could not hear you. Yes,
Active routes. Active routes.
active routes. Okay. So, any other routes are there in routing table? Active routes only will be there, no? Or there are other types of routes also?
Means
Active
static or the default.
Oh, you mean to say type of routes, huh? Type of routes.
Type of routes.
That means it is static or
Dynamic or default, whatever it is.
default or whatever. Yeah, default or anything, whatever. Something like that. Okay. Anything else? How many of you have seen the routing table? Please raise your hands. Yeah, let me know. They have actually seen the routing table. Be it on PC or be it on router, okay? Or layer 3 switch. Because chat is not working, so let's raise your hands, yeah, so that I can see. No hands raised yet. Hello? Srikanji, can you see anything? Any response?
No, I mean this chat option is disabled. Okay, so that even on the session started, I cannot edit and make changes also. So we have to continue with this like interactive session only.
Okay, fair enough. So when we take a break at that time, you just all of us will disconnect and connect again. Just on the same link, if you just can enable.
No, I think even we do change that, even that link ID gets changed. Okay.
Oh, is it?
So yeah, again I have to send. So
No problem.
that's
Then we'll
that's why
continue.
we get the interactive session only. It is good for everybody. Yeah.
Fair
So
enough.
let's everybody participate and discuss.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's look into what this routing table consists of. So the routing table consists of destination network and subnet mask. It consists of administrative distance. It consists of metric. It consists of next hop. And at times it also consists of exit interface. And as my friends said, yeah, it depends on vendor to vendor. It also shows whether it is what type of route is it. Is it static route or what? Yeah, so it depends on vendor. Yeah, but these are the basic elements that will be there in a routing table. So it will have a network, subnet mask, AD, metric, next hop, or exit interface. Yeah, so these are the elements that will be there in all the vendors routing table. Okay, the representation may be at different place, but yes, these elements will always be there in the routing table. Okay, now what are the different types of route? Yes, my friend told, okay, we have different types of route. So they use the word static, they use the word
Static.
default, and they also use the word dynamic. Yeah. So can somebody help me understand what is static route, default route, and dynamic route? Can somebody help me understand that?
Default route is used when the destination is unknown.
Okay, so we have a destination network. Okay, the destination is unknown.
Yeah.
Okay,
For that we use the default route. Static route, if we use the routes, if we have a routes known routes, then we can use static routes.
okay, the destination network is known to us. Okay.
Yes.
Static route is also the manually assigned.
Okay, so it is manually assigned. Good point. Okay, both of you good point. Yeah, manually.
Dynamic routes is
And
not.
dynamic route will done by the dynamic routing protocols, just like RIP, EIGRP.
Okay, dynamic route is done by dynamic routing protocols. I'll write this way. Okay, just short form. Dynamic routing protocol. Okay, dynamic routing protocol. What about default route? Is it manually?
It's also manually 0.00/0 all zeros.
Any network or any destination, maybe.
Okay. So what is the difference here? Static route and default route. Both are given manually. And static route, the destination network is known. Let's say, for example, this is a router. Okay, router 1, let's say. And let's say this is internet and there is a router 2. Okay, and this is our enterprise network, right? Generally, so we have a switch in place, and to this switch a PC is connected. Yeah, PCA, and there is some users, let's say PCB server is there. Now tell me, A wants to, or let's say from router, you are at router. Okay. Let's not go into this example right now. Let's keep it simple. We'll remove the internet right now. Directly connect. Yeah. So now, yeah. So now please help me. A wants to go to B. Okay. And let's say the network between these two is 192.168.0.0/30. And let's say this is dot 1, this is dot 2. last octet, okay? And here internally my IP is, let's keep it simple as of now. Let's say from R1, yeah, and R2. And let's say this network is 10 network. Let's say dot 1 here, and let's say dot 100 here. Last octet, and let's say this is 20 network here. Slash 24. This is dot 1 here, and let's say dot 100 here. Are you getting the topology? So here the network is 10 network. Here the network is 20 network. 20.0.0.1 and the PC is 20.0.0.100/24. Yeah. And this here the IP is 192.168.0.1/30 and here it is 192.168.0.2/30. These are the IP addresses. Now I want to understand about static route. Yeah, or let's say, please suggest me. So from A, I want to go to B. So source IP is 10.0.0.1 and destination IP is, source IP is 100. Yeah, and destination IP is 20.0.0.100. This is my destination IP. This is my source IP. So from A to B, I have to go. Now please help me. How do I go? Please help me. This is PCA, okay? From PCA I am talking. PCA's perspective. He wants to go to 20 network. How does he go?
Through the router via 192.168.0.0 network.
Yeah, you are very intelligent. I know that. So it is going to go via this only. I know. Humans, but these are machines, isn't it? These are dabbas. How will they work? We humans can visualize, yes, it is going to go this way, this way, this way. But how will this dabba know about?
Create a routes,
Add the
static
static
routes
route.
between them.
Okay.
Both the
So now
routes.
please tell me, what are the routes there in routing table of R1? At this point in time, you have manually assigned 2 IP addresses. So what will be the routes present in the routing table of R1? So please understand, as soon as how does a router populates its routing table? Okay. So what happens is, as soon as you assign an IP address to an interface and make that interface up, okay, the routes will come into the routing table. So as of now, these 2 interfaces we have assigned the IP addresses. Let's say this is interface number 1 and this is let's say E0 and E1, let's say. Just for our understanding, I am giving the name. So what happens now in the routing table? It will populate 10.0.0.0/24. Yeah, it is connected route, isn't it? So Yeah. So it shows as connected. On which interface? Interface is E0. And what is the distance it has to go? So metric will be 0, right? Isn't it? Hello? Yeah, so some vendors show it, some vendors do not show it, okay? So let's say we keep it this way. Second entry will be 192.168.0.0/30. It is also connected on which interface?
E1.
E1. Is this route entry clear? How does a router makes an entry? As soon as you assign an IP address to an interface. If you don't assign an IP address to any of the interfaces, it will never show. The routing table will be empty. But as soon as you assign an IP address and make that interface up, it will populate the routing table. Is that clear? So is R2's. So I am writing in short. Yeah. So let's say this is also E0 and E1. So 192.168.0. It's not in the order of your interface, okay? It will populate. As soon as you bring that interface up, it will populate. Yeah, and 20, what is the other? 20 network, right? So 20.0.0.0/24. I'm sorry, this entry is wrong. It should be 30. Okay, and on which interface? EM1, E-input, E1. Okay, so these two routers, this is the routing table. Okay, now my question is, so A has only this interface. So in its routing table, what is there? 0.10.0.0/24 and whatever is it in interfaces. Okay, so it has that entry, let's say E0. Now, will this A be able to send the packet to 20? Will this router?
It should be natted. It should be natted.
My friend, don't add the terms here. There is no need of NAT here. Please understand. Network address translation is not required here at this point in time. Okay, so let's not talk about it right now. Yeah. So my question is, does A know about destination network 20? Does it know?
No, it doesn't know.
Not yet.
Does it have a route? Does it have a route?
No.
No. So what should it do?
We need to write a route to the destination in R1.
My friend, I am at A. Does A know about 20 network? See, if you don't know where to go, will you go out of the house? So will the PCA be able to send the packet out first place? Think that way, no? If you don't know where you want to go, will you go out of the house? You will stay where you are, right? So if you try to ping from PCA, you try to ping 20.00.100, will that ping go out?
No.
Because it does not know where to send.
Yes.
Simple. If you don't have anything in your phone book, can you call him?
No.
So it cannot send that packet out, isn't it? Simple rule. So what should be there? What should A have?
A static route. We have to create a static route in A PC.
Okay. So we create a static route in A. What static route should I create? Tell me.
as a via the network 192.168.0.0.
No, tell me the logic. No.
On R1, we have to add one root for 20, 0, 0,
My friend,
0.
we are at A. A, you are talking about R1. We are yet at A. Because if A is
On
not
A, we
sending
have
the packet, will
in
it
my
go to B? Will it come to router first?
in PC, we have to put a gateway for my R1.
Yes.
Okay. So PC, you have to put a gateway for R1. How do you put that? So what is gateway, by the way?
That is my PC's next hope
PC's next hop.
or my network.
Okay. Somebody in the last discussion pointed out that gateway interface. Yeah, he used that word gateway interface. Now, let's say you are in building. Okay, you are in a let's say 3 or 4 floor building, and each floor has a passage or a gate, and there is a at the entrance of the building there is a gate. Okay, now to go out of the building, what is the or come into the building, which is the gate that you are going to go? While entering into the building, you are going to come via that gate. That is the entry point through which you have to come always into the building. And while going out also, you are going to go via that gate, main gate of that building. Are you get? See, please understand these words have meaning. Gateway. So whether you go by lift or by anything, you have to go via that gate, main gate of that building. Are you getting that point? So what is gateway? Whenever you want to go out of your network to a different network, you have to go to a gateway. So when A wants to go out to a different network, it has to go to a godfather, isn't it? Gateway is like godfather. He has answers for everything. Yes or no? So when we are talking about route, okay, we are talking about destination network, and we are also talking about next hop. So when we are talking about static route, we know the destination. Let's say I want to go to Google. Let's say you are a network admin and your request come for Google. So what you will do? So Google, you will identify what is an IP for Google. So you came to know about the IP of the network of the Google, and to go to that, you also know the next hop. That is my ISP. Yes or no? So always in your LAN segment, okay, in your local area network, what will be your gateway? The router edge. So gateway is always an IP address in your same subnet. So for PC, how do I represent the gateway? 0.0.0.0 /0. Any network, any subnet mask. What is my next hop? Next hop is my router's interface. This interface IP. You cannot give this interface IP as your gateway IP. Gateway will always be in same subnet. Please remember, when you are configuring the PC, people do mistakes. They try to give IP of this interface, which is wrong. It will be always of the same subnet. Yeah. So here you have to give this. Why? If you try to give this is also okay. To go to 20.00.100/32 specific host. Okay, I can send my packet to. This is also okay. There is no problem. If I do this, means what? I know the destination and I know the next hop. What is this called? This is called as static route. When you know the destination network and you know the next hop, okay, this is called as static route. Now problem with static route is, so let's say now A knows to go to 20, I have to send the packet to this guy. So he builds the packet because he knows he has to send to this guy. So he sends it to R1. Now what R1 has to do? He will check the destination IP. Hey, 20. He will check his routing table. Do he have 20? Does he have 20 network? Yes or no?
No. No.
So what he will do? He will drop the packet.
Yes.
To solve the problem, what we have to do?
No.
To solve this problem, we have to make an entry. So we will create a static route, 20 network, to go to 20 network or 20, this host specifically /32. What is my next hop? Now to go to this host, what is my next hop?
R2.
That is 192.
168.0.2.
168.0.2. So what is my next hop? Please remember, my next hop is my immediately connected neighbor. I cannot give this IP as next hop, 21. It will always be a directly connected is going to be my next hop. So to go to 20.00.100, I have to send it to. So now router 1 also got the address. So he's sending it to R2 now. After this static route entry, yes or no? Now what happens? R2 received it. Now R2 will check. Hey, 20 network. Yes, I know. 21. Oh, 20 is on which side? On this interface. 20 network is on this interface. So he will forward that traffic through this interface and it will reach the PCB. Is the communication complete? So the packet from A to B has reached. Yes or no? So this can be done using static route. But static route, you have to manually configure all those routes, right? Yes or no? Now suppose there is another machine here in this network. There is another machine. Machine C. And its IP is 101. Now, if A wants to communicate to PCC, can he go using this route?
No.
Because you gave a host entry. Instead of giving this host entry, if we had given this way, 20 network, then he could have sent, right?
Yes.
Then it was possible. He would have sent to R1. Now R1, when he receives this request for 20.00.101, will he understand? Will he understand this? Does he have route for this? 101?
No.
No. So here also he should have done this way. Dot 0 slash 24. And next hop is this. Why I am highlighting this is with specific reason to understand, make you understand that we put, instead of host entry, we generally put network entry. Rarely we put host entry until unless it is specifically required. Hello?
Yeah, Hemanji.
Yeah. So can we start?
Yeah, I think we can start.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, so first thing is router needs to build its routing table. After building routing table, so that is building of routing table is a part of control plane. Okay. Now actually when data comes, when a packet comes, okay, then what router does? How does it decide what to do? So the decision that router takes is based on the destination IP lookup. Always remember destination. It is not checking the source, it is checking the destination network. Okay. So if the destination and that check is done in certain order. So first criteria to do that check is longest matching prefix or destination network. Just let's first understand and then I'll explain the things in detail. So now if suppose first criteria is having some, if you have two networks which are having longest matching prefix, yeah, so there is a draw in this case. So in that case there is a tiebreaker. What is a tiebreaker? If that route is learned from different protocol, okay, if that route is learned from different protocol, then lowest AD value is preferred. And if the route is from same protocol, if multiple routes are there, okay, and they are same route learned from multiple, yeah, within using same protocol, if it has learned multiple routes, you remember that example of routes 2.5, 1.5 and 2 via land. So then in that case, it will choose the lowest metric. So this different protocol is when it is via land, water and air, which we are going to prefer to go from one place to another place. So lowest. So these are the criteria based on which he will decide, okay, through which exit interface it has to send the packet out. Is that clear? Now if the destination IP address is not present, it will simply drop that packet. Is the logic clear? Okay, now let's understand this. So let's say we have this network here. So at this point in time, I have assigned IPT here, and let's say this was 10 network. Previous example only, we have just, I'm writing it again. So as soon as I assign the IP address to an interface and make that interface up, what happens in my routing table? Entries will come in, right? So let's say what entries will be there? Via E1 interface and 192.168.0.0/30 via E0 interface. And on R2, 192.168.0.0/30 via E0 and 20.0.0. Yeah, these will be the entries in the routing table. Yeah. Now what we understood? Then we also understood that we can give a static route or a default route. Okay. So in this case, let's give a static route. So what static route should I give on R1 to reach to 20 network? Anybody? Yes. Yes. So to go to 20 network, what is my next stop?
192.168.0.2.
192.168.0.2. See, you have to look from R1's perspective. To go to 20 network, what is my immediate next hop? This guy. Yes, so from here to 20 network we can go. Now my question is, to come from this side to 10 network, what should I do and where should I do? Anybody? Let me ask. Let's say Rahul. From the network in 20 network, somebody, or let's say from R2, I want to go to 10 network. What should I do? Rahul, are you there first of all? Rahul. Yeah. So from R2, I want to go to 10 network. What should I do?
From R1 to R2, right?
Yes.
So we should pick up the second entry from the routing table.
From R2, I want to go to 10 network. This is my question. I want to go to 10 network. Can I go?
No, I think entry is not available to the router.
Right. So entry is not there. So what should I do? What should I do?
To the default path, default entry.
So there is no default entry at this point in time. So you want me to put a default route? So is the default route the ideal solution, good solution right now in this context? So you want all of your traffic, if they want to go to different network, always go to R1? Do you want that way, or you want only 10 network to come? Only for 10 network you have to come to R1. How do you want?
Yeah, I mean, all the data should not go through by default R1.
So default route is not good, no, in that case.
Yes.
We only want specific network, right?
Yes.
So now what should I do? So we understood various types of route, right?
Yes.
So which route should I use? So you said default route. So default route is not good, you said. Yes or no?
Yes.
In this case, because I don't want all my routes to come to all the guys every time. I don't want to come to R1. Then which is the other route?
Is 192.168.0.0.
Dynamic routing is there and there is static route. So now from R2 I want to go to 10 network. This is my destination network. I want to go there. Okay, so I will make a static entry, isn't it?
Okay.
To go to 10 network. What is my next hop?
R1.
From R2's perspective, you think. On R2 you will configure, no, static route. So what is your next hop?
192.168.0.1.
Is it right, Rahul?
Yes.
So why so much delay? You have not understood? Or is there any confusion pending?
No, I am getting.
Sure you are getting?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this is the entry that will be there on, should be there on R2, so that any traffic that is coming from for 10 network, he has to send it towards R1. This part is clear. Now let's say you run a routing protocols. Okay, you are new and you want to, so you enabled RIP version 2 between these two routers. You enabled RIP. Yeah. So via RIP also, so you enabled RIP on both this and this, and on R2 you enabled RIP on these two interfaces. So what happened? You also learned. So what will R1 send to R2? See, this network is common, right? 192.168 is common, isn't it? So what will R1 send to R2? He will send him 10 network. Via 192.168.0.1. So R2 will learn this via RIP. And then let's say RIP has an AD value of 120. So this 1 is AD value, yeah, and 0 is a metric. You getting that? Okay. So RIP has a AD value of 120, let's assume. Okay. So same way, what is R2 going to send to R1? This 192, 168 is common, right? What is he going to send? 20 network. So R2 sends to R1 20 network. So 20, 0, 0, 0 / 24 via next hop 192, 168, 0.2 via RIP. Yes or no? And it will have a metric of AD of 120 and metric of 0. Are you getting this? Are you getting this?
Yes.
Or you get this point? Yes, no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, this point, if it is understood, now comes the point that there is a machine A 10.0.0.100/24 which wants to go to node B, which is having IP of 20.0.0.100/24. So my question is, so source IP is 10.0.0.100 and destination IP is 20.0.0.100. Question is clear? So this is the packet that A generated, and please understand A has a default route, okay? A has a default route gateway configured. What is that gateway? 10.0.0.1. If this gateway is not configured, will it generate this packet? It will never generate this packet. Please understand that. To go to a different network, you always need to have a default gateway configured. First rule. For communication within the network, you don't need a gateway. Within the same subnet, you don't need a gateway. Same network, you don't need a gateway. But if you want to go to a different network, you should have a gateway configured. Am I clear? Same way on PC2 also, we should have a gateway configured. What will be the gateway for PC2?
Okay, 20.0.0.1.
Yeah, 21. Okay. Is that clear? For this network, this is the gateway, exit point. So now, so this packet reaches R1. What I will do, so please understand, in today's discussion, I am not including layer 2 header, but actually in real life, there will be destination MAC and source MAC also, which I am not considering in this discussion as of now. So definitely the destination MAC will be R1's interface, E1 interface MAC. So it decapsulates that layer 2 header, and then in that header it is going to check for the destination IP. So now it is checking the destination IP. So in its routing table it is checking. Now when it is checking, first criteria to check is What is the first criteria? Longest
Matching prefix.
prefix. Prefix means network. So let's do that. So it is checking. Okay, 20, 0, 0, 100. Okay, let's see. 20. No, it is not there. 20, not there. Okay, 20. Yes, 20 is there. Then how much? 0, 0, 1. Okay. Is there anybody with 20, 0, 0, 1? 20, 0, 0. Okay. This is also there and this is also there. So now what happened? Now what happened? Draw. Are you getting this? If, for example, my friends, this RIP was not running, let's say. So in that case, the longest matching prefix is what? This, isn't it? So now, based on that, it would take a decision to forward it. So which interface it is going to send? Where is this next hop? Now to go to 192.168.0.2, what is my next hop? Okay, it has to go via. Now to go to this network, what is my exit interface? So where is this network? Oh, this interface is in that network. So I have to send the packet out of this network, this interface. And this is how it would have done using this criteria. But now in this case, when I have RIP in place, okay, there is a draw. You getting? I have chosen only one protocol. You may have the same route learned via, if I assume OSPF is also running, then, and you have enabled OSPF on these two interfaces and these two interfaces. So again, there will be more protocols. You getting the point? I just want to reduce the complexity, so I am just taking two, for example, right now. Is that clear? So now, this criteria is draw now. Longest matching prefix, it's not a unique now. It is draw now. Because of static and RIP routes. Now, what is my next criteria? If I have same route learned from what is my second criteria?
AD.
Longest prefix match is preferred, but if I had only static route or only RIP route, then it would have taken the call. But it is draw. I have more than one longest matching prefix now. Yes or no? So what is my criteria in that case? Here I check, is it from a different protocol or a same protocol? So
Different protocol.
Protocol or different protocol? This is static and this is RIP. Is it same or different?
Different.
Different. So it's a different protocol. So what will I choose? What is my deciding criteria?
Lowest AD.
Lowest AD. You understand? So second step is I will check, is it same protocol or different protocol? Different protocol. Then lowest AD. So what is the AD?
1.
Administrative distance.
Okay. Administrative distance, but lowest AD. Who is having lowest AD?
Static.
Static route.
Static. Yes. So based on that static, I will find out my next stop is this. Yes or no? And so I am going to send the traffic. Now friends, I have kept the scenario very simple, but let me put it some twist in this. Okay? What twist? There is another interface. Let's say E2. Let me choose different color. there is an E2 interface. Now please understand, and let me redefine my RIP. Okay, please understand now, where am I running RIP? Please understand, I am running RIP and I have sent Are you getting this? So I am not running enabled RIP on this interface. I am not enabling RIP on this interface. I am enabling RIP only on this interface, E1 and E2, and on router 2 also I am enabling on E2 and E1. I am not enabling on E0 interface. Are you getting the point? So in that case, my next hop will be what? And let's say this IP address between these two, let us jot down, it is 172, okay, dot 16.0.0/30, and let's say dot 1 and dot 2. Is that understood? So my next hop will be what in this case? It will be 172.16.0.2, and there will be one more entry, please understand, which we, as this third interface is configured, so there will be one more entry, 172.16.0.0/30 on E2 interface. Same goes here also. I'll just make an entry here, 172.16.0.0/30 on E2 interface. Are you getting the point? And here the 10 entry will be changing now via 172.16.0.1 interface. Are you getting the point, my friends? So in real life, it is very important. How does a router decide? Now, because of this, so you wanted the traffic to go via this E2 link, but you see that it is going via this link. Okay, it is following this path. So why is it routed doing this way? So it is because of the lowest AD value. Are you getting the point? So now exit interface will be 192.168. That means it will go via E0 interface. This traffic is going via E0 interface. Are you getting the point, friends? Have I made things complex or simple? Hello? Hello? All are sleeping, huh?
Hello? Yeah. Please give please respond. I'm just ready to participate. Please keep responding. Please keep it interactive.
Yeah, it would help me to know that you are awake. Plus, it gives me understanding that you have understood or not.
Yeah, such an interesting topic it is. Yeah.
So it's a simple. Please go ahead.
Yeah, any questions, please?
No.
Okay, so I assume that this part is clear. Okay, now what happens is I make one more entry. Okay, I make static entry. So I have two links, right? So I make a static entry, one more static entry. What I want is I want a fallback. If this link goes down, I want this link to come up. So what I did, I made a static entry. So static has an AD value of 1. Again, it depends on vendor to vendor. In Juniper, it is 5. In Cisco, it is 1. Yeah. So to go to, so on router 1 to go to 20 network, okay, what I did was, I want this to be a fallback, right? So I increase the
Metric value.
yeah, increase the metric. Yeah, increase the metric. Let's say I increase the metric to 10. Or if I keep it 0, what will happen? I will have two next hop entries. To go to 20 network, I manually define my next hop is 172. I am choosing the below path. So for going to 20 network, I have two next hops. It can be via this or it can be via below link. Now, what is the criteria, my friend? Longest matching prefix is draw. Is it a different protocol or same protocol? There is a tie now, right? For longest matching prefix, it is not a different protocol. It is the same protocol now. Static, static. Just for example, I am taking. Yes or no? So what is my third criteria?
Lowest metric.
Yeah, if it is same protocol, then I will choose the lowest metric. So now, if I make this guy's metric as, let's say, 10, then which one will be preferred now?
172 network.
Are you getting the point what I am trying to convey in this example of how router decides or how router does routing, takes a
Yes.
routing call? Are you able to understand, all of you?
Yes, I.
So we can play with if we understand this criteria. So first criteria is longest matching prefix. If we have more than one longest matching prefix, then we need to check whether it's a different protocol or a same protocol. If it's different protocol, then lowest
AD.
AD. And if it is same protocol, then lowest
Metric.
metric. And based on that, I am going to forward the traffic. Is that clear?
Yes.
This is how this box works. I hope all of you have understood this.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, today you have to speak because I cannot see your chat.
Yes.